Welcome to the channel where we'll be exploring how cooking and baking doesn't have to be so complicated after all. My name is Jacob, and today we will be making some simple yet absolutely delicious chocolate chip cookies. These cookies are the perfect treat to satisfy anyone's sweet tooth. These cookies have a nice crispy exterior with a soft, gooey interior that'll leave you wanting one after another. So, without further ado, let's go over the ingredients together and prepare these absolutely amazing chocolate chip cookies together. For this recipe, it does require quite the bundle of ingredients, but nothing too ridiculous or over the top. If you don't feel like replaying the video every time I list an ingredient, I will also list the ingredients and measurements on screen as I present them, as well as in the description. For this recipe, you'll need 1 1/4 cups or 177 grams of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter along with 4 tablespoons of margarine, both softened preferably, half a cup or 100 grams of both granulated sugar and brown sugar, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 whole egg, which I clumsily forgot at first. And obviously, we cannot forget the chocolate chips, around 160 grams of those depending on if you like more or less chocolate chips in your cookies. And finally, before we even think about preparing our dough, we need to preheat our ovens up to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. To begin our recipe, add your granulated sugar, brown sugar, softened butter, and margarine into the bowl and mix on medium speed until fluffy and homogeneous. This is what's known as the creaming method, and it involves mixing your fats and sugars before adding the rest of the dry ingredients. This adds air into the mixture, keeping the dough light and fluffy at all times throughout the entire baking process. This is an important first step for most recipes usually involving cakes and cookies. Afterwards, I recommend using a rubber spatula to gently scrape down the bowl completely. Once you've scraped down the bowl completely, go ahead and add your 1 large egg and your vanilla extract into the bowl and mix to combine until fluffy and homogeneous once again. Now in a separate bowl, combine the flour, baking soda, and salt and gently mix with a tiny whisk, or if you forgot one, you can shake the bowl like this, or even use your hand or your finger. Just make sure it's washed, please. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but oh well. Anyways, before you add the dry ingredients, I recommend scraping down the bowl and paddle again, and ignore that. Some dough went overboard there. However, this shouldn't be considered as a huge mistake since a good cook always learns from their mistake. Oh my god. Once your dry ingredients are combined, go ahead and gently pour it into your stand mixer's bowl and combine on a low speed. Make sure you don't overmix dough, as this can result in tougher, more chewy or dense cookies. Instead, mix until everything is just combined. Afterwards, generously add the chocolate chips while the mixer, mixes on a low speed until everything is eventually spread out and combined. Once your dough is all set and ready, line a baking sheet with parchment paper and scoop your dough onto the parchment paper. Typically, I recommend using a 30 scoop and putting the dough into a 4x5 pattern, but I didn't have a 30 scoop, so I had to improvise and use an ice cream scoop here. Later on in the video, I'll explain this mistake more in detail. Once the cookie dough balls are aligned the way you prefer, go ahead and set them into your preheated oven for around 11 minutes or until it passes the toothpick test. Every oven bakes at a slightly different speed, so don't get worried if you have to leave it in for a little longer. I suggest 2-minute intervals at a time until the cookies are done completely. If you've made it this far into the video and you've liked what you've seen so far, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date for when I post more content just like this. I plan to upload weekly with new recipes every week, along with other shorts with tips and tricks as well during the week. Once your cookies are all set and cooked all the way through, go ahead and pull them out of the oven and set them aside to let them cool completely before tasting. I'm having issues with my microphone. It won't latch here, and if it does, the audio doesn't sound good, so I'm just going to hold it like this and hope that the audio comes out good. Other than that, these are the cookies. I will admit, after I finished baking these cookies, I noticed 2 mistakes that I could have definitely fixed and that I will share with you. Number 1 is definitely get the right cookie scoop. Because as you guys saw, I used an ice cream scoop that was around the same size, but not exactly the same size. It was probably more like a 20 scoop than a 30 scoop. The other mistake that I could have fixed on is chilling the dough. Now, chilling the dough helps out the dough. Yeah, of course, it helps out the dough. Now, chilling the dough helps out because it firms up the dough. It makes it firm again, therefore not causing it to spread out as much when you bake it. If you throw it in the oven right away, it might spread out a little bit more. Then again, this is also slightly caused by the cookie scoop itself. So two mistakes there that I will admit to that I made. But other than that, I think they came out pretty good. Now, I don't know if it is picked up on camera as well as it is in person, but these cookies are huge. Usually they're not as big, but these are huge when they're flat. They're about as big as my palm. So, but other than that, hey, let's break open these cookies. That was very satisfying. I rate that a 8 out of 10 chocolate pull. People have cheese pulls. Why can't there be chocolate pulls? All right, so the audio's not going to come across as well, I know, but this is a taste test of the cookies. Mm. Those are very good cookies. Hello everybody, this is post-production Jacob speaking, and I'll be taking over the reviewing process from here since my microphone was giving me a hard time during this recording. All in all, the cookies themselves turned out wonderful. With a crispy exterior that gives way to a soft, gooey, chocolatey interior, it is absolutely hard to beat these cookies. That sounds like a weird insinuation, I know, but it's the most accurate way that I can describe these chocolate chip cookies for you guys. But anyways, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the step-by-step process of making some deliciously simple chocolate chip cookies. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and comment what you liked about the video and some things I could have done better. I'm always open to criticism. While you're at it though, go ahead and subscribe and ring that notification bell to stay up to date whenever I post content just like this. Now that that's all out of the way, thank you so much again for watching. My name is Jacob, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.